Howdy do, everybody. This is Sky. I am currently making chicken parmesan for the first time. I have already patted dry my chicken breasts I'm using, and they're freaking huge. I got the chicken breasts from BJ's. It's called Mountain Air Fresh Young Chicken Breasts. They're not frozen, they're unthawed, and they're freaking huge. But I've already got my breading station put together. I have flour with some salt and pepper in it. I have some 3 eggs with a tablespoon of white wine, salt and pepper, and then I got some breadcrumbs, some regular breadcrumbs, a cup of regular breadcrumbs, a half a cup of panko breadcrumbs, a fourth of a cup of grated Parmesan Romano, teaspoon of salt, quarter teaspoon of pepper. I also went ahead and added a teaspoon of oregano and a teaspoon of basil. I put it in my hand and kind of crushed it up more and made it fine and mixed it around in there. I'm using regular ragu when I get get it in the oven because I didn't bother to make my own sauce, but I think I'll do that again next time if this turns out okay. And then I'm gonna top it over vermicelli when I get done because I like the thin noodles. I like vermicelli and angel hair and stuff like that. I think it's like a better bite. And get to it. But here so far, since I got everything set up, I'm going to have my chicken breast now, and I'll switch it to the front-facing camera, and so you can see that. Okay, I guess I have to pause and then switch it. So I'll be right back. Alright, back with you. I have my chicken breasts right here, and I'm getting ready to halve them the best I can. I've already patted them dry. And what I'm going to do next is find the middle here. And my knife skills aren't that great, so I'm going to try my best to do this. There.
Expect more humor like that here at the LPN show. Wow, we are bringing it today. But I think you do, no matter what, everyone wants to be like, oh, I hate going there. I get it.
I think I should have put a towel underneath here to keep it from sliding so much.
You're sitting there, you're drinking nothing but Summers.
Jimmy Buffett right? Yes. Okay, alright, I just want to make sure that I'm creating the environment.
You literally are the cheeseburger in paradise.
One's really thin. You see here, one's still kind of thick, but hopefully that one will be okay though.
Cheeseburger in paradise. It's like welcome to fucking Florida. You better up your Buffett game.
Well, let's just say I will get better. So I'm sitting there, I'm drinking.
So hold on real quick. I'm just gonna set my chickens aside, get a towel, which I should have probably done first, and set that underneath the cutting board so it won't slide so much. So I have the first 2 halves, and now I'm going to try with the second.
People think that straight men don't flirt with other straight men, but we do.
Of course you do. Now, how do you, like,
Like I said, just do your best. Try to keep your knife as straight, to find the center. Keep your knife as straight as possible, and hopefully try to get an even cut. And, make sure you watch your hands so you don't cut yourself in the process. And then there's the other 2 halves.
Question mark. And then he looks over at me and says, wait, did you just say that you would suck off a billionaire if you had too much pina colada? And then I said, yeah.
And so there's that. And now.
Yeah, you 3 more, please.
3 more, please. And then he says, I just so happen to be a billionaire. And he takes off his cowboy hat. In the cowboy hat is a letter from the U.S. government saying this man is indeed a billionaire.
Oh my God, with all of the bank account information.
With his bank account.
All
absolutely. That's what we learned from the yellow man from George. The guy who wears the
the Curious George.
Curious George.
And now I'm going to season my chicken
Kill Bill? No. Who is it? The Dead. What is it called?
The yellow.
with some,
Where's yellow?
you can see it, some salt.
Oh yeah, yellow bastard.
Yellow Bastard. I apologize. That was bad.
No, I love Yellow Bastard. I mean, I hate him. Sin City is a great movie.
I know, dude.
I love that movie, and I love Elijah Wood. And you can listen to the interview we did with Elijah Wood on Sin City. Very, very nice. So he's got
Some salt.
I'm a billionaire. I'm official.
And then I got some freshly ground pepper. I have a coffee grinder, and I just used that to grind up some whole peppercorns. It's honestly good if you have two separate grinders, one specifically for spices and the other one for coffee, but I don't, so I just had to rinse it out real good in between uses. I got one side, and I'm also going to season it. The recipe calls for ground onion powder, but I'm going to use garlic powder instead because I like the taste of garlic more than I do than onion. So I'm going to dust it with some garlic powder and then flip them on the other side. And then once again, I'm going to do some salt.
And then he'll pass the waterboard, hopefully. And then at that point, I got a millionaire.
Some salt.
What about the hot dogs? You're not going to make any hot dogs for him because really that
If he passes, I will.
Okay.
Some pepper. Try not to go too heavy on the pepper because, you know, well, that one is going to be a little heavy on the pepper.
I think this is the kind of thing where it's not just the waterboarding. You need to see, like, if he says no.
And then some more garlic powder. Try to spread the pepper around there. Be better if I had a shaker, but I couldn't find my pepper shaker, so I just had to do it by hand. Well, now, as you see, I got it all seasoned. So I'm going to set this off to the side and get my breading station going. I'm also going to get my pan going. And then I'm going to fry up the chicken, and then I'm going to transfer it into an oven and let it cook. So, got my flour, my egg, and my breadcrumbs.
It's your casino. You're the queen. You want to dress like Cleopatra? Go for it. I think people might think you're a special needs cosplayer.
Yeah, but
that's
it's
not
not
right.
I'm Cleopatra with Cleopatra's. It'll be great because I'll find wear really tight clothes and like my ass out there for everybody.
I think that's wonderful. But of course, you got to give the free drinks away. Although,
Maybe move the camera over.
I guess you just make the money with all the.
Let's see. You can kind of see where everything's going.
How great are my casinos? Los Angeles is going to be unbelievable.
Yes, tell me more of the buffet. The only buffet that I question.
Okay, and I have my large skillet right here. And I'm going to get it going now on medium-high heat.
They had the little scallops.
And that little buzzer was my oven going off. I got that preheating on 450.
And you walk by it and you're like, everyone's heavy breathing. It's Vegas.
And I'm just using regular old canola oil. You can see that canola oil. I'm just putting enough oil there to coat the bottom. You don't have to like deep fry it. You're just going to get them brown on the outside. And Then we're gonna finish them off in the oven.
They do Americana. They have that Americana section with
The chicken nuggets.
the chicken nuggets, the French fries. Oh yeah, I crave bad Chinese buffet. It is so good.
Also, if you are not, I can only speak for New York Chinese places. If you are not getting fried chicken at New York Chinese restaurant,
Alright, so on my oil's heating up, I'm going to take my chicken breast number 1.
so much fried chicken. And
I get in the flour
It's the best because here in New York, they said get rid of
and get that coated.
sell because it's the worst runner in sports. So no.
Make sure you get as much.
MSG is the secret ingredient in the history.
Make sure you after you coat it, you get as much flour off as you can, and try to use the wet hand, dry hand method. Whatever your hand you use to get out put it in the egg wash. Use the opposite hand when you're coating it in the flour and using the flour and the breadcrumbs, so you don't get too much moisture in the flour and the breadcrumbs. And now just dip it in your egg wash.
I think you can make anything unhealthy if you really try.
I imagine we are
And let that let it drip a little bit.
I don't know why.
Oh my Bloomberg! Speaking of billionaires who we have not vetted when it comes to what we were talking about earlier. Thank God he's gone.
I don't know anything about Obama.
It doesn't.
And then you dip it in your breadcrumbs. Shake it nice and well so that it's pretty well coated before you flip it. And that way, like I said, you'll avoid getting so much on your hands or getting so much stuck to your hands when you flip it over. Especially in the breadcrumbs, because you want it nice, even. You want it nice and coated, but you don't want a heavy of a coat. That's why you want to make sure you let it all drip off in the egg wash before you flip it.
Go and pick it up. You will also question, or should I be eating out of that kitchen?
And yet all of them have an A health rating. As someone that was the head of a bakery, coffee shop in Perry, and they all have, I don't know what they got on the government, but they got something, and I'm into it. I support it, and same with hot dogs, where it's difficult for me to say, because I think I did.
And then when it's nice and coated, it should look a little something like this.
I dig LA.
Nice. If your oil's not heated up all the way, if you have a plate, I have a plate or pan ready, just stick it off to the side while that heats up.
LA is too. I'm gonna
While your pan's heating up, and just continue to coat the rest. I'm going to coat the rest of my chicken, and then I'll be back to show when I put it down in the oil. So I shall be back momentarily. Just real quick, I had my oil heated up faster than I thought it would, so I went ahead and got my chicken on. Like I said, I got it down. I got 2 pieces, so it would brown pretty evenly. I got them going for 4 minutes on each side, and once they come out, I'll transfer them to a pan, to a paper towel on a pan while I'm waiting, and I'll get the other 2 breasts done, and then I'll be back to prep it in the pan to put it in the oven. And welcome back, everybody. Right now I have my water starting to boil for my pasta I'm going to put on. And I have 2 pans, 2 glass pans for put the chicken in, because their pieces are kind of big, and I want to make sure I'll be able to get all of them in one. So the first thing, and I also have Italian style blend to put on there. Like, it's a blend of provolone, romano, parmesan, fontina, and asiago, and good melty cheeses to put on. And then I got shredded parmesan to put on top of that. And like I said, I'm just using ragu or style sauce. You can use whatever sauce you like. You can make your own sauce. Like I said, this is my first time doing it, so I'm just taking some shortcuts. Let me pause for a second and prop my phone back up, and then I'll start putting it all together. In the back. So I'm going to shake up the sauce and put a little bit down in the bigger pan first, because if I don't have to use the other one, I don't want to mess it up. And don't mess up a lot of dishes. I'll have to clean it later. And I'm trying not to use that much sauce because I want to try to keep the chicken as crisp as I can. So just enough sauce to just slightly coat the pan. And just a little bit more. And then, as you can see right there, got my glass pan nice and coated. Now I'm going to take my chicken. I'm going to go ahead and get the biggest piece first and see if I can get that down in there. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do 2 per pan. And as you can see now, I have the 2 bigger pieces of chicken in this one, and the 2 smaller ones in this one. And on each piece, I'm just gonna pour a little bit of sauce on. And this is not too heavy because I want to try to maintain as much of the crispiness from the chicken as I can. Oh. Let's move that on. Alright, and my water's to a boil now, so I'm going to add the vermicelli to the water and just let that go according to the directions for al dente. And let's see, it's about 6 to 7 minutes. And with the water, I also season it with some salt to give it a little flavor, and just make sure it's stirred around, because since this is a thinner noodle, it's more likely to stick together as they cook. So I gotta make sure I stir them around pretty regularly. But I have the sauce on my chicken now, and I'm going to cheese all my chicken. First, I'm going to top it with the Italian blend. Like I said, it's a nice melty cheese blend. You can also use mozzarella, or if you want to use fresh the fresh buffalo mozzarella, that'd probably be even better. But like I said, I'm just cutting some corners for my first go around. I mean, if once I feel more comfortable with making it, I can, like, go and then try to try making it with my own sauce. Better ingredients. Oh. Now with the Parmesan, I'm just going to sprinkle. I'm not going to coat that as heavily as I did with the Italian blend. I'm just going to sprinkle just a little bit of the Parmesan on top because it doesn't get as melty as the other cheeses. But in this nice little bite and thing to it, a little salty bite to it. And there we go with both of these. So I'm going to stick these in the I had the oven preheating to 450. I'm going to stick that in the oven for 15 minutes until the cheese is bubbly. And then if I need to let it brown a little bit more on top, I'll turn the boiler on and let the cheese brown. But we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes when it's done, and I will be right back with the finished results. And I'm back, and here you are with the finished product. I have to say, it looks pretty good. I think it may have overcooked a little bit. But hopefully it'll taste good. I will post on here later how good it tastes. But that's it. If you want me to, I'll post the links to the recipes I used. I used actually a combination of 2 different tasty recipes to do it. I'll post those on there if you want to look at them and follow them. And I will see you guys next time in my quarantine cooking show. So I hope you have a great rest of the day. Stay safe. Stay indoors if you can. And I will speak to you soon. Bye.